It's Monday, June 22nd, and welcome to the reading of the Mansfield News Journal. My name is Pam, and let's begin today's reading with the area deaths. James Douglas Black passed away Wednesday, June 17th at Riverside Methodist Hospital. He was 89. A funeral service honoring Doug's life will be held Monday, June 22nd at Mansfield First EPC beginning at 11 a.m. Social distancing guidelines will be observed. Hugh Skip Woodward Krause II passed away Thursday, June 4th in Brookdale Senior Living in Mount Vernon. He was 87. Friends may call Friday, June 26th from 3 to 3:30 in the Lexington Avenue Snyder Funeral Home, where the service in celebration of Hugh Krause will be held at 3:30 p.m. in the funeral home. Glenn D. Fruth, 84, of Bucyrus, passed away Thursday, June 18th at home. Private services will be held for the family. Pauline Hall, 86, of Mansfield, passed away on Saturday, June 13th, at Oak Grove Manor. A graveside service will be held on Tuesday, June 23rd, at 11 a.m. at Mansfield Cemetery. Hilbert Sonny Mealy, age 66, of Mount Vernon, passed away on June 18th at his home. Friends may call on Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. at Lassiter Funeral Home in Mount Vernon. The family will observe private services at a later date. Retta Joan Crowell Mellick passed away during the early morning hours of June 6th. She was 86 years old. A celebration of life will be held at Ridgeway First Church of God in Mansfield on Saturday, June 27th from 1 to 3 p.m. A memorial service will immediately follow at 3 p.m. Royal Nickler Jr., 94, of Galion, passed away Tuesday, June 16th at Signature Healthcare in Galion. Private services for the family will be held at a later date. Kenneth Spark L. Tesso, 59, of Lexington, passed away on June 18th at his home after a short illness. Friends may call on him Tuesday, June 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Schneider Gomp Funeral Home, Crestline, where funeral services will follow at 1 p.m. at the funeral home. Mary Lou Yeager went into heaven on Thursday, June 18th, from Crystal Care of Mansfield. Mary's family will receive friends from 4 to 6 p.m. on Wednesday, June 24th, at the Diamond Street home of Wapner Funeral Directors. The funeral service will be held at 11 a.m. on Thursday, June 25th, at the funeral home. Nancy K. Zodi, 77, of Mansfield, Ohio, passed away on Wednesday, June 17th, after a long battle with Parkinson's disease and other related illnesses. A memorial service will be held on Friday, June 26th at 1 p.m. at First Congregational Church, 640 Millsboro Road in Mansfield. Well, that concludes the Monday Mansfield News Journal area death notices. Now for our first article. Patrol Investigating Fatal Crash by Lou Whitmire. In Mansfield, the Ohio Highway Patrol's Mansfield Post is investigating a car versus pedestrian fatal crash which occurred at approximately 11:57 p.m. on Interstate 71 in Washington Township, Richland County. Clayton T. Blue, 54, of Mansfield, was driving a 2013 Hyundai Sonata that was removed from the scene by Mike's Towing. Blue was wearing a seatbelt and was not injured in the crash, according to a news release from the patrol on Saturday. Jason A. Green Smith, 22, of Youngstown, was a pedestrian on I-71. Green Smith was pronounced deceased at the scene by the Richland County Coroner's Office. Blue was northbound on I-71 in the middle lane, and Green Smith, a pedestrian, was attempting to cross I-71 from west to east. Blue struck Green Smith. Both units came to final rest on the right berm. Assisting on the scene were Richland County Coroner's Office, Washington Township Fire Department, Worthington Township Fire Department, and Mike's Towing. Alcohol and drug usage is unknown. The crash remains under investigation, according to the patrol. Bob Ball, coroner's investigator for the Richland County Coroner's Office, said Greensmith's body will be taken to Montgomery County Coroner's Medical Examiner's Office for autopsy. Missing T-Row teen and baby found safe by Lou Whitmire. In Mansfield, missing teen Trinity Bonds and her baby Navier Bonds have been found safe and healthy, according to a news release Thursday from Richland County Children's Services. In the news release, the agency thanked everyone who shared information in the search for Trinity and Navier. Authorities and Richland County Children's Services have been searching for the 16-year-old girl and newborn baby missing from T-Row in Crawford County since May 3rd. The teen reportedly left with her baby, Navier, who was born April 17th. Our next article, Mansfield eases order trimming firefighter OT, by Monroe Trombley. Mansfield, Mayor Tim Thaker on Thursday issued his latest directive to the fire chief, allowing him to use overtime so that at least 18 people will be on duty at a given time. The mayor last month directed Steve Strickling to eliminate non-emergency overtime in an effort to cut costs, given the expected shortfall in tax revenue due to the coronavirus pandemic. The order was not limited to the fire department alone, but rather most city departments. But the fire department received outsized attention due to its routine practice of using overtime to backfill positions, so at least 19 people were on duty across all 5 stations, which Thaker has claimed costs $80,000 a month. New hires may help ease that strain on the budget. In the latest development, 3 out of the city's 4 squads will be utilized. Lori Cope, Safety Service Director, said Thursday that she and other officials are still keeping a close eye on revenue projections, but feel confident in letting Strickling use more overtime. The chief has been really on it as far as maintaining the minimum amount that he could and still get the job done, she said. He's been real mindful of the overtime budget, so we were able to tweak it a little bit. That minimum was 14 people. Faced with the prospect that station number 2 on Brookwood Way and station number 4 on South Main Street would be closed at the same time, when only 11 employees were available, the mayor allowed at least 14 to be on duty. Since the initial order went into effect on May 8th, Station 2 has been closed at least 22 non-consecutive days, and the chief and union officials have said response times and requests for mutual aid from Madison, Washington, and Springfield townships have increased. Matt Wergler, newly appointed president of the International Association of Firefighters, or the IAFF, Local 266, applauded Thursday's decision, calling it a step in the right direction. The improvement to 18 and getting that 3rd squad is very important, especially for the safety of the citizens, Wergler said. We do obviously think there's a need to have that 4th squad. To have one more person, we could be back to 100% and have our total rescue squad in service, he added. Wergler has been with Mansfield Fire Department for 7 years. The IAFF Local 266 posted Wednesday on Facebook that 3 people who had been shot Tuesday in the north end of town had to wait for an ambulance from the south end because another ambulance didn't have enough paramedics. Cope, Safety Service Director, said she wasn't aware of that claim, adding the decision to allow more overtime wasn't based on it. This next article is titled, Prosecutors Dismiss Charges in Rape Kidnapping Case, by Mark Cottle. In Mansfield, prosecutors have dismissed a rape case against a 47-year-old man. Andre Bigsby has been charged in connection with the reported rape of a 57-year-old woman. Bigsby was indicted on 2 charges of rape, both with repeated violent offender specifications, kidnapping with repeat violent offender, and sexual motivation specifications, and abduction. We had to dismiss for insufficient evidence, said Jody Schumacher, Richland County First Assistant Prosecutor. The defense had presented some information. The victim was reluctant to proceed. Molly Horn, who is Bigsby's fiancée, said she confronted the woman who made the claims and videotaped her response. She played a video from her iPhone for a News Journal reporter. Did he rape you? Horn asked the woman. "No," she responded, adding she had consensual sex with Bigsby one time. Horn worked with investigator David Garrick from defense attorney Ben Kitzler's office. The 57-year-old woman had told police she was assaulted while walking in an alley in downtown Mansfield last summer. She claims she was both restrained and sexually assaulted. Of the 2 rape counts, one alleged use of force, while the other alleged the reported victim was impaired because of a mental or physical condition. "It just really upsets me that she's playing the victim role when I'm the victim," Horn said. "I don't want to see nobody innocent getting locked away." Schumacher countered, "I'm not in a position to say this didn't happen," adding the state has a burden of proving charges beyond a reasonable doubt. An unknown accomplice was alleged to have participated. Bigsby was scheduled for a trial on Tuesday before Common Pleas Judge Phil Namath. Attorney Kitzler declined to comment. Horn said she looks forward to moving forward with Bigsby, saying she has forgiven him for being unfaithful. "It feels amazing," she said, of helping clear Bigsby's name. "I'm so happy." This next article is titled "Ontario Okays 3% Sewer Rate Increase" by Monroe Trombley. Ontario City Council on Wednesday approved increasing residents' sewer rates by 3% on an annual basis. But the hike, which appears in next month's bill, should hardly come as a surprise. Currently, Ontario's wastewater is treated by Mansfield. The city's sewer rates have increased each year since a 30-year contract was renewed in 2014. Rate increases were written into the terms of the renewed contract, with a 40% sewer rate increase in 2017, split up into a 10% increases each quarter, an 18% increase in 2018, a 10% increase in 2019, and a 3% increase in each remaining year of the contract. Last year, a cost analysis showed the city would save money in the long term if the city had its own wastewater treatment plant. City officials were poised to buy nearly 70 acres of land at 1779 West 4th Street from Mansfield Holding LLC, but it was sold to a company that owns 2 dealerships adjacent to the property. Hutchinson said Thursday the plant will be built on land south of PR Machine Works off Nussbaum Parkway, and recently bought an adjacent parcel which would be used for future expansion if needed. Road work. In other business, Hutchinson told council that paving on Ohio 430 from Home Road to Ohio 314 would start in about 3 weeks and be completed before the next school year. The city is spending about $800,000 on that project. When that was paved last time, there was a change order done and there were no repairs. Hutchinson said, "That's why that road did not last. This time, it's got quite a bit of money in repairs." In 2021, the city will spend $1,027,000 to pave Ohio 309 from Home Road to the split with Ohio 430. Hutchinson said Richland County Regional Planning is contributing money towards both projects. "Our 3 main thoroughfares within 3 years will all be paved," he said. Well, COVID-19 relief. As part of the coronavirus relief bill, Hutchinson said the city could be reimbursed for $2,000 to $3,000, but expressed hesitation at setting up a new line item in the budget. "I don't know if it's worth the extra work for the auditor, treasurer, and recording," he said. "So far, that's about all we can get reimbursed for. Little of supplies, like a couple thermometers, cleaning supplies, and masks." School resource officer. Hutchinson told council last month that he had received an email from Ontario Local Schools requesting the city reimburse the district nearly $18,000 for the school resource officer, or the SRO position, since school buildings have been closed. On Wednesday, members of council showed no inclination to grant that request and are leaning toward fully funding the position next school year. "It's cleaner if we just pay for the SRO," Hutchinson said. "It's in the budget. We stay out of their finances and they stay out of ours, and we don't have to switch money back and forth. While the officer is a patrolman when school isn't in session, the city invoices the district for the time the officer's on campus. From the standpoint of the budget, in my mind, I'd rather take the school officer position going forward and just get it out of the political process that they put us through last time and just pay for it, says Dave Renfeld, councilman at large. It's our employee. It should be controlled by us. It shouldn't be this whole thing that they played through the levy last year against us. The position has been a source of contention in the past. When the school district had a levy on the ballot last year, Superintendent Lisa Carmichael circulated a proposed reduction plan that showed that, among other things, the SRO post would be cut if the levy failed. She urged council at the time to pass a resolution of support, which they declined to do. They explained their decision by saying that if council passed a resolution for one group or cause, then they would be effectively obligated to pass a resolution for every group or cause that came before council. Before the levy ultimately passed, council unanimously passed an ordinance that promised that if the levy had failed or the school district did not receive any state money, the city would fully fund the SRO position. Council members agreed Wednesday that a joint letter from the mayor and finance committee would be sent to the school district notifying them of their intent. Next up, Crestline unveils updated weight room by Zachary Holden. It may have taken almost a year, but Johnny King has checked off one of his early goals as Crestline football coach. The Bulldogs finally have a weight room to be proud of. Monday marked the beginning of a new chapter as athletes finally laid their eyes on the updated facility. King was excited for them to finally see it and had just shy of 20 football players out on the voluntary workout day. One of my first things getting hired in and coming into the facilities was seeing a space that needed some attention, King said. It was clear this wasn't a space the kids were excited to be in, but understanding this is a district with limited resources, so we had to be smart about how we approached it. King knew it was going to be a slow process. Last year we got a couple new racks in here, which was a big thing for us, King said. The flooring was the biggest issue. We had some stuff in here that was not a great environment for the kids, so we started chasing down leads and tried to find whatever was available through donations and other things. The weight room is in the former Crestline North Elementary building, which currently houses administrators along with the weight room. You can see the flooring issue was taken care of right as you walk in. Almost the entirety of the ground is now high-quality turf, which basically fell into King's lap when he found out the Ashland Croc Center was renovating its interior and planned on disposing of the indoor soccer field. It has been hours upon hours of work from myself and other coaches, the community members, staff members here. I've pulled out all the calls for hands and strong backs, paint brushes, anything you can think of many times, and I've been blessed to have people that share the same vision and want to see the same good things happening here at Crestline, King said. The goal was to give them a space they can be proud about and be excited to be in. 8 lifting platforms built by King are split on each side, 4 and 4. A rack of dumbbells sit up against a mirror on the far side of the room, and a few other pieces of equipment greet you at the door. Being in the wood shop, that's my art background. I love working with my hands, King says. This was a project for them, but an opportunity for me to get in the wood shop and get some sawdust going. It has been somewhat of a challenge figuring out what exactly to put in the facility, but that was part of the fun. King succeeded in filling the new weight room with equipment that can all be moved at a future date if needed. The only thing that won't be portable are the walls. Donations are welcome to assist, as almost the entirety of the facility has gotten to where it currently is with the help of others, and plenty of hard work from King and his fellow coaches. Such good news. Moving to our next article, RCDG launches Small Business Loan Fund. In Mansfield, the Richland Community Development Group, or the RCDG, an affiliate of the Richland Area Chamber and Economic Development, has announced the creation of the RCDG Small Business Loan Fund with roughly $194,000. This project, in partnership with 3 local lenders, is a loan program with collateral enhancement aimed at helping to support Richland County small businesses. Participating banks include Mechanics Bank, Richland Bank, and Sutton Bank. RCDG will be able to allocate up to $10,000 of collateral per loan. The term of the loan will vary by financial institution. For details, visit the Chamber's website at www.richlandareachamber.com and click Economic Development, or contact the Economic Development Director, Barrett Thomas, at 419-522-3211, or email at bthomas@chooserichland.com. Well, moving on. Wig Shop Owner, Fix My Sidewalk by Lou Whitmire. The owner of the downtown Wigs wants to reopen her store now that the coronavirus restrictions have been lifted, but she says she can't due to the conditions of the sidewalk outside her 46 North Walnut Street business. The sidewalk in front of Cindy Baker's business is torn up and is surrounded by orange barrels. It's been torn up for 2 years after a water main break outside my business in December 2018, she said Tuesday. The water main break caused pipes to burst inside the basement of the building she owns, Baker said. On Tuesday, city engineer Bob Bianci said stamped concrete will be installed hopefully within the next 2 weeks. We have identified a contractor who can do the concrete and the pattern and the color, he said. I can assure you it's going to get fixed very soon. Bianci said he met with the salon owner next door to Baker's Wig Shop on Friday who called him, and they talked about the progress on the sidewalk. Baker, who retired from the city of Mansfield as community development director in 2012, opened the business in 2014. She closed her doors in March due to the pandemic. She said 75% of her customers are cancer patients. Some are elderly and others in wheelchairs and walkers. It's hard for customers to get into and out of the business due to the sidewalk disrepair. The average person would think we're closed, she said, looking over the exposed pipe and trash in the gravel area where the sidewalk used to be outside her shop. There are also numerous orange barrels outside her shop. Baker said she has sent letters to the city, filed a claim with the city in February 2018, and got no response from the officials. She has a thick folder with photographs and documents of the water break and damages to a basement and building. Aside the sidewalk problems, Baker has a pending lawsuit against the city regarding the water damages to her building and business from the water break. She is asking the city to pay for the cost of damage to a basement wall, which is still not fixed. The wall repair, cleanup costs, furnace and water heater repairs, and repairs to a sunken area outside the front door total $14,550, she said, citing estimates she received from various companies. Nothing has been fixed, she said. Mediation was set in January and she attended. Baker said she initially turned the damages into her insurance company, and an adjuster determined an underlying water break caused the damages to her building. Baker says she plans to reopen when the sidewalks are fixed. I'm just going to play it by ear, day by day, she said. When people pass by, they see the barrels, Baker said. With the COVID-19, it's been hard enough. Baker said she misses her customers, the bonding that people have established with you, the partnership, when they keep coming back. I miss that, she said. I have not forgotten about my customers. I'm just trying to deal with one thing at a time. Well, let's move on to local news briefs. First one, ODOT announces closing for this week. In Mansfield, the following construction projects will affect highways in Richland County beginning Monday, weather permitting. All are related to the ongoing US 30 major rehabilitation. Longview Avenue between Ohio 39 or Spring Mill Street and Bowman Street will close Monday for relocation work of Longview Avenue. The detour route is Longview Avenue to Ohio 39. South on Ohio 39 to Harker Street, then east on Harker Street to Bowman Street. north on Bowman Street to Longview Avenue, and reverse. Next one, US 30 eastbound enter and exit ramps to Ohio 545 will close permanently per project plans on Monday. Detour route is posted. Our next point, US 30 westbound enter and exit ramps to Ohio 545 will close Monday for approximately 3 months. A detour route is posted. Well, the next item, approved legislation includes local funding. Columbus, Ohio. Ohio lawmakers have approved legislation that provides pandemic relief funding to local communities. An amendment to the Ohio Senate added to House Bill 481 authorizes the distribution of $350 million of federal CARES Act funding to counties, municipalities, and townships across Ohio for COVID-19 pandemic-related expenses. Another amendment the Senate added reauthorizes $1.28 billion in funding for existing public infrastructure projects, many of which were approved in 2018 and subsequently begun across the state. While no new dollars are being expended, the funding for these projects would have expired without the reauthorization. These projects include funding for the Ray Melton Therapeutic Equestrian Center, as well as various building renovations and systems upgrades at North Central State College. Next item, Renaissance and MRCPL announces a collaboration. In Mansfield, the Renaissance Performing Art and Mansfield-Richland County Public Library have announced a collaboration for the 2020-2021 Renaissance Theater season. Through this collaboration, all MRCPL cardholders will be offered one free ticket to any production in the Park National Bank Broadway series, the Ohio Health Symphony series, or the Mechanics Bank Education series. Cardholders are able to redeem their complimentary ticket now for the production of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, the Broadway musical, running July 31st through August 9th. For any other season production, tickets will be available beginning July 21st. MRLCPL cardholders will need to visit the Renaissance box office to redeem their tickets. Currently, the box office is open by appointment only, noon to 5 p.m. on Tuesday through Fridays, but can be contacted at 419-522-2726. Or you can email boxoffice@mansfieldtickets.com. To make an appointment, adults and child patrons will be required to show their library card at the box office in order to receive their ticket. To view the entire Renaissance 2020-21 season, go to www.ren-tickets.org. Well, my friends, this concludes the reading of the Mansfield News Journal for Monday, June 22nd. My name is Pam, and by the way, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella is just one of my all-time favorites. Please stay in if you can, be safe, be blessed, and make it a great day.